light up as live on my web browser. And if it didn't, something's wrong. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yep, we're up.
We are schooling with Squid. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So normally I would do like an introduction at the beginning, but the thing is, since the stream just went live, there's nobody here to hear it. So we'll do that a little bit later on as people start to trickle in. But let me know, Scott, when you are able to actually get into the game. And
One
we'll
minute remaining. So I have a question about it. Because I've never played competitively at the level you guys play, so I played for my comfort. Can I play with the Pro Controller, or do I need to hold the Switch?
Pro Controller is preferred.
Oh, great.
Pro Controller will be a lot more consistent. There are some good players who do play it handheld. The biggest downside to playing handheld is actually just logistical. It's like it's hard to charge the Switch. It's really difficult to stream and play that way. So Pro Controller is probably the best for a number of different reasons.
Sweet. Alrighty. 99% downloaded with the update.
Cool.
Successful.
And then it'll probably...
Now it's updating.
Yeah, it'll take a second to update, which shouldn't take too long. And then when you boot in, it'll make you listen to the news for longer than you probably care to. And then you'll be let loose in the Inkopolis lobby here. And the chat is coming in. Hi, Smashing Splash. Smashing Splash will be our VOD reviewee for today. So after we're done playing with the coaches, we'll be watching some Kshot footage from them. And then Banky is here, and Devi is here as well. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Quick introduction, because we have someone on here that you guys might not have heard before. We've got Simon and Avery, but we also have Scott. Scott is a very interesting person. For one reason being he's my boss. For another reason, he is the founder of Bravous and Game Truck. And he's got a really, really cool set of experiences. But one of those experiences does not happen to include playing an awful lot of Splatoon. So we're going to be teaching him a bit about the basics, and then we're going to be going into some Turf War lobbies with him, where he'll be trying to apply those.
It's all about being fearless. It's like, I'm not any good, but I'm not afraid to learn.
That's the mindset to have.
That's really what this whole brand is about, so...
Yes. I am not very good at Squid Game either, so...
So here's an important tip. If you don't play Splatoon for like 12 months, the update takes a long time.
Yeah, there it is. There have actually probably been a couple of balance patches since then. They've been rolling them out once every 4 months or so up until the announcement of Splatoon 3. And then I think with that being announced, they might have just turned all of their attention to Splatoon 3 and making that the best game they can.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I am now ready. Launching game.
All right.
Click.
I'm trying to find an HDMI cable that'll actually work. For some reason, my old one.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. For so long, I have such a hard time getting my Switch to display on my TV.
By the way, Scott, I don't know if you have this open, but it might be a good idea if you've got a computer nearby for you. I guess you do because you're on Discord, huh? To pull up the Twitch chat. You can just pop that out so that it's its own window and you don't have to watch like the whole thing and worry about audio delay or anything like that, or audio echo. But that way you can see the chat, and if somebody's, Korudo, or Korudo, yeah, I said it right the first time, said hi. So things like that you'll be able to catch even if I'm not watching.
There we go. Okay, I see this. And stream chat.
It'll be blank for now. But if you go to the settings, the little gear icon next to chat,
yep.
Then switch to non-mod settings if you have mod on right now, and click pop out chat.
Got chat filter, my preferences, pause, chat, scroll only, chat appearance.
So near the bottom or at the bottom.
Yeah,
oh, no, right at the bottom of my preferences. There it is.
I'm hitting pop out chat.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
And now it's its own window, and you don't have to have the stream itself open. You can just have that open, and you'll see everything that people say.
Cool.
Okay.
And all right, I am now.
It's Mr. Game Truck.
It's Mr. Game Truck. I managed to get that name, so I held on to it.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one to have.
Are we already in the lobby? Are we waiting on me?
No, we're.
You.
So Scott is probably getting through the news at this point.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
I'm going to see if I can set up my capture card then. I think I found the HDMI cable that has been causing me so much grief.
Ah.
It gets kind of confusing when you have like 3 HDMI cables for one thing, and you have to figure out which one is the one that sucks.
So this goes to the question, because I do this myself all the time, Simon, is why don't we throw that cable away?
I need it currently. I don't have another. It's the
It's the
unfortunate
only one.
reality.
Right. Maybe I should play with you guys more often, because I'm like, I know where you can get a cable. I know a guy.
Yeah.
Got a guy.
Eric might have 1 or 2 of those.
He might have a few. All right, I am now in.
All right. So a couple things that
running around.
We're gonna do right now for Scott's sake. What I want Scott for you to do is first press the X button. That'll bring up this menu that lets you navigate everywhere. And we're gonna go to lobby, but from there we're going to go into the training room. The reason we're going to lobby first is just so that once you're done in the training room, you get straight back to here. So once
I am in the lobby.
Once you've got the lobby screen up, press the plus button. So that'll take you to your equipment menu. And then on the weapon that you're planning on playing today, what I want you to do, so you might like have to menu through and find a different one if you've got a different one selected, but on that weapon, press the Y button, and that will bring up the menu that says test out this weapon. And then you'll click test.
What do you recommend? I have sort of the entry-level ones, not very high.
Read them out to me. What are the options you've got that you're looking at?
Shot Pro, NZAP 85, Splat Dualies, Splat Roller, Splatter Shot, Aerospray MC, Emperi Splat Dualies, Kraken Splat Roller, Carbon Roller, Heavy Splatting, Blaster, and Splatter Shot Junior.
If you want to be really funny, you should run the Aerospray.
No, stop. I'm gonna nip that right in the bud. Okay, so
she's looking out for me. I'm feeling the love.
Trust me, you'll be better off without that weapon. Everyone is better off without that weapon. I have a vendetta against it. It is not good. Anyway, we're gonna run through a couple of ideas here, because which weapon you want to choose here, you've got a bunch of good options. Depends on what play style you want to play. So the shorter range the weapon is, the more aggressive it's going to be. So the Splat Dualies are going to be a pretty aggressive option. The mid-range weapons are more of like a zoning weapon, so they can kind of move around the map well still, but they're better at a longer range so that they can take advantage of that range and keep their opponents out. And then something like the Heavy Splatling is a backline weapon. You're going to act like a sniper. You're going to only fire shots from very far away from your opponent. You're going to kind of keep an eye on the map and pop out when they don't know you're there and take shots while they can't reach you.
Did you guys ever listen to Adventure Time? That sort of D&D podcast by
Adventure Zone.
Brothers' names. Adventure Zone, that's it. Adventure Zone.
Yeah. Adventure Time is a Cartoon Network show, so I'm sure we've seen that. But...
Yes. The Adventure Zone.
I've seen a few of those.
My playstyle is Magnus. Magnus rushes in.
Okay.
So...
Yes. So, dualies would be a good option. You said you had a splatter shot, didn't you?
Yes.
Any of the splatter
Splatter
shots?
Shot Pro.
Splatter Shot Pro. Okay, that's a little bit different because that's a longer range weapon. But it is still fairly aggressive, just probably not that kit. You'd probably want the Kensa Splatter Shot Pro for that kind of play style. So, do you have the Tentatek Splatter Shot or the Kensa Splatter Shot?
I just have the generic garden variety Splatter Shot.
Okay.
Not the junior.
That one's not a bad one to start with, honestly.
All right.
It's got a slightly weaker special, but at the level we'll be playing at, people won't be able to exploit that weakness very well. So, it'll be a good one to teach you on. So, choose that weapon in your training room here, and we're going to talk a little bit really quickly. It sounds like you've played around with it a little bit, so I'm just going to tell you about a few optimizations here for that weapon in particular. If you're able to see on Discord, I am streaming my view on Discord, so if you click on my name and then click on watch stream, you'll be able to see what I'm doing.
Gotcha. Okay, I can.
So I'm using the Tentatek Splatter Shot. I'll switch really quickly to the Vanilla Splatter Shot.
That's what I got.
So this weapon has the main weapon of the Splatter Shot. It has the sub-weapon that is a Burst Bomb. And then its special is Splashdown. So the one of the nice things about this weapon is the Burst Bomb is longer range than your main weapon is. You can hit someone with the Burst Bomb from further away than you can hit with the main weapon. So it's a really good tool for poking someone or doing damage to someone who is too far away from you for you to kind of rush down and shoot. So you kind of use this to poke them, get a little bit of extra damage, and then when you rush in, you'll have a little bit of extra damage tagged on, and you won't have to hit as many shots. So that's really useful. But if you are right on top of someone, it's going to be better for you to just shoot at them, because that'll be a faster source of damage than firing a couple burst bombs. So like, if I fire 2 burst bombs, you see how fast that was. Now if I just shoot it, it's a lot faster.
Right. I haven't played this in a while, so burst bomb would be my R button, not ZR.
Correct. So that's your grenade, basically, and then your shots are ZR. If you are trying to move somewhere, the fastest way to do that is not to walk. It is to swim. And if the area in front of you isn't painted, you'll need to paint it first. So the fastest way that you're going to paint with shooter-style weapons like this one is you want to aim a little bit higher than usual, start firing, and then bring your shots down. And that's the way that you're going to get a really clean line of ink that doesn't have any gaps in it, like this one right here. So you fire a line like that, then you swim, and then you fire a line like that, and you swim. And I'm holding on the joystick the whole time, so that while I'm firing, I'm still walking forward. Because you can walk and shoot at the same time, and so it's a little bit of extra movement you're going to get there. But fire a line, swim. Fire a line, swim.
Oh,
fire a line.
That's brilliant. I'm already better.
And so that is your optimal fast movement. But if you're in combat, you might not have time to actually fire that line before you start moving. You might need to move a little quicker. And so this is a lot more technical, and I don't expect you to be getting this down right away. But the way that you'll want to move around in combat if your feet aren't painted is you fire like a single shot at your feet, and then you swim through that. And so you're kind of...
Oh, wow. You're almost hop skipping, like...
And this way you're able to change directions, which makes it so that you're a lot more difficult to hit. You're also spending the most time you possibly can in squid form, which will make it so that your hitbox is smaller. You're a smaller target to hit. So there are a lot of advantages to that. But if you're just trying to go for raw speed, you want a full line in front of you, and then you swim through that.
Are you using... I have motion controls turned off for this. I'm just using joysticks. Is that
motion controls is optimal, but it is also more difficult at a beginner level.
Gotcha.
People will definitely struggle to learn it for a while, but the learning curve is worth it, because once you get to about a certain level, it's just holding you back not to be using the motion controls. They're just so much faster, so much more responsive. It's like using mouse and keyboard aim. It really is about that good. Like you can see the kinds of snaps that I'm getting here. Like, you don't get that with the
you're just popping on things, and that's almost right. That makes sense. So real quick, if you don't mind,
go for it.
To do your sort of hop, skip, and a jump in sequence, what are the movements I should be trying to do?
So the first
Like
thing
if you
I'm
were
doing
to slow
is
it down.
yeah, absolutely. First thing I'm doing is looking down at my feet, because if I shoot a shot over there, that's not helping me swim anywhere. So I need to shoot the shot right at my feet so that I can immediately drop down and swim. So I'm firing at my feet, and I'm just firing a really small amount of ink, and then I'm pressing ZL to go down into that ink, moving a very short distance, and then even if I'm pressing ZL, if I start pressing ZR in the middle of that, I'll pop out of it and shoot anyway. So you could even just hold the ZL button down the whole time.
Yeah, okay. I get it. That is clever. Yeah, if somebody like you hadn't explained that to me, I'm not figuring that out on my own.
Yeah, takes some time. So that is a way to get out if you're in a situation that's bad and your feet aren't painted.
Right. That's hilarious.
So that's how that'll work. Another option that you have, because you have a burst bomb, is if you just drop a burst bomb at your feet, you just press the R button. That's a much wider area of paint that you're able to move with. So that takes up a lot more ink than firing a single shot, so you can't just like do that all the way across the map. You'll run out.
Right.
But if you need to just get behind a corner or something really quickly, that's a really fast way to do it.
Wow. That is... I feel dangerous now. I'm evasive.
Yeah, there you go. So after that, it's just going to be a matter of kind of learning how to aim, learning how to use your bombs in combat, and also, we should teach you about painting optimally as well. So let's say that you're trying to get the map painted your color really quickly. What you want to do is find like big open expanses of it, because for one thing, painting gives you a movement advantage. Like, it lets your team control space. It gives you vision of where your opponents are, because they can't stand on your ink very well. So there are a lot of like tactical advantages to it, but another advantage is that the more you paint, the faster you get your special charged. So to get more specials, you want to be finding places that are important and that have a lot of wide open space that hasn't been painted yet. And then the best way to do it is to be walking sideways and be painting lines in front of you. Kind of the same way we painted a line before, but you're just holding down ZR and doing it repeatedly. So it'll look like this. So that's a pretty well painted area right there. I did that pretty quickly. My team's going to be able to move around in that pretty well, and I got a lot of special charge off of that little rectangle that I made there. So that's kind of the way that you're going to want to do painting. It's not the absolute fastest way to get special, but it is the best way to paint tactically that also gets you special pretty fast. There are some weapons that do actually just kind of spam paint for special as fast as possible, and they have a slightly different pattern. They're kind of doing something like this, just getting as much paint in a circle around them as they can, and I'm not great at it because I don't play one of those weapons, but for most purposes, you're going to want to just kind of do one of those rectangle paints. And don't worry too much about little specks of ink that are not painted your color. Like, I can still swim most of the way through all of that I just swam through. That's not a big deal. It's more of a big deal if you've got like a bigger chunk that's not painted at all.
Right.
So like, I'm not worrying about this little speck right here. I'm just worrying about getting the majority of it painted.
Okay. I had to reset my level to see what it looked like. So yeah, if you get that right, then you can actually cover a pretty darn big area walking sideways.
Yes, this is a pretty good painting weapon that we've chosen here. So you're going to be able to do a lot of good with that.
Oh yeah, there my special just armed up. Now you said the special on this particular weapon isn't that great.
It's really good up until the point where you're up against someone who knows how to shoot it down. If you see you jump up into the air and you come down, the entire time you're in the air, you can actually get shot. You do have some armor up there, but like if there's someone with a sniper that's looking at you that whole time, they just have to hit one shot and you're down. So people who get to about like S+ level, they can actually just aim at that and take you out of the sky, and people are going to get better and better at that as the game goes on. So that is the big kind of fundamental flaw of it. It's not that great even when you're not shooting it out of the sky. Like, it is pretty avoidable. If somebody has paint behind them, they can just swim away from it.
Right.
But that is the real big problem of it. We can talk about, I guess, using it out of super jump, which is one really interesting way that it works, but I'm not going to overwhelm you with stuff yet. So in case you didn't know, that's pressing down on the right-hand stick, clicking it in like an R3.
Yep. That way you were talking, there's a little screen instruction. I just followed it. I could see exactly what you're talking about. You're hovering for a long time.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's a pretty good grounding in the mechanics of the game. Let's get into some turf wars here. The way that this is going to have to work, unfortunately, is... Oh, wait. I'm glad I thought about this. We haven't added each other yet, Scott. So I'm going to put my friend code in the... do you have access to main mod chats just above the commentary channel here?
I believe I do.
All right. I'm going to put a series of 12 numbers in here.
Okay.
And what you'll do is you'll go to the home menu. You'll go up to your like profile picture. Click on that.
Yep.
Go down to add friend. Search with
Add
friend
friend.
code. And then put in that 12-digit number. Then you'll get the opportunity to send me a friend request, and I will accept it. And then we'll be able to add
You
join each other's
promise?
game. Yes, I do.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Don't want to suffer a little public rejection here. That would be rough. Okay. Please wait.
How's it
Send
going,
friend
Airsign?
request.
Perfect, I just got it.
Awesome.
So you didn't make a typo, which is I hate it when that happens. 'Cause that always throws everybody off. Okay.
Awesome.
So it should accept this momentarily. And then the unfortunate part here is that... actually, you know what? Might be better to just do a private battle. Because I think we've got enough people in the... And the problem with doing a turf war is just that it's going to matchmake us with other players outside of our group.
Right.
And that wouldn't be a problem, except that we can't get in guaranteed with each other. Like, I will start the game, and then you'll join on me. And if it fills up with 7 other randos before you're able to get in, then you're just stuck on standby for a while.
Gotcha.
So instead, what I'm going to do is create a private battle, and this will not count towards your progression. You won't be able to level up from this and gain, like, gear chunks. But it will make it so that only the people who are here will be able to join in on it. So... folks who are in the Twitch chat, feel free to join us. There is not a password. Scott, go to the Friends option on the lobby screen and find my name.
So I need to. Okay, so I need to quit the.
Right.
Are you saying at the high level of the game?
Minus button and then done.
Minus done.
And then from there, you'll be on the lobby screen and you'll be able to go to Friends and join in from there.
So I'm here. Now I'm in the lobby connecting to the internet. Friends. Hello, friend.
Friends.
Joinable. No password. Yay. Hey, one last question while we're loading. Any tips on aiming?
It's hard.
Just get better? Okay.
Basically,
It's
so
hard.
what I would recommend, first of all, is have your forearms stabilized. I like to have both my forearms on my thighs while I'm playing. And then from there, kind of think about the controller like it's a bus steering wheel, like one of those completely horizontal steering wheels.
Yep.
So, like, if you've got it plugged in, like, the wire coming out of the controller is like your laser pointer.
Yes.
Aiming at the screen. If it ever gets wonky, just use the Y button to recenter it and make sure that you've got it pointed straight ahead at eye level before you continue. The biggest challenge that I think newer players will have at first is, besides seeing the game, because like seeing the squid you have to shoot at is actually very difficult when they're swimming around in ink. Besides seeing the game, which is half the trouble, they'll struggle to keep their reticle at their squid's eye level. If you're aiming too high or too low, your shots are not going to go as far, and they're also not going to hit the other squid because they'll aim over their head or at their feet below them. So using the Y button to keep your reticle level is really important. And then after that, I would just say kind of try to aim a little bit predictively. There is some shot travel time. It's not hit scan.
Got it.
So you'll need to aim slightly in front of them and just try and predict their movements and aim in that direction.
Try hard, get better.
That too. All right, so we'll start with the Turf War. This is not a standard competitive mode, but it's pretty good for learning. You're not going to get like shut into your base as hard. You're always helping just by painting the map, even if it's some obscure corner of the map that's not really relevant to the objective, that kind of deal. And we'll start, what's a good starting map here that's kind of easy to understand?
Rip Bab's Pretzels.
Let's go to Mako Mart. Mako Mart is just a generally well-liked map. Chara Simp, that's going to be Bab. Alrighty. So I think what I'll do, since we have 9 here, is I'll spectate and I'll keep an eye on you, Scott, and be kind of giving you some tips or be able to answer questions while you're playing here.
Awesome. Pretzels sound really good.
I could eat some pretzels right now.
Let's try and balance this out. We're going to get Bab and Devi in opposite teams. We're going to put Fiona Destroyer on Devi's. Or no. Wait. I've got that backwards from the way I wanted to do it. We'll do this. Then put Splash and Simon on different teams. And we'll put... Okay, that should balance things out. And if it doesn't, well, sorry, I tried. All right, so from this menu, you can change your weapons and gear by pressing the plus button. So if you are interested in like changing the gear perks that you have, like the clothing, the outfit you're wearing, you can do that from here. But if you've got the weapon selected that you want already, you can just press A and ready up. So it looks like you've already readied up.
I'm ready. Like SpongeBob, man. Let's go.
There we go.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
Oh no, Bab dropped pretzels. That's such a tragedy.
It's so sad. Rip pretzels.
I would say pour one out for the pretzels, but Bab kind of already poured them all out, so...
How dare you make a mockery of such a tragic event, Jim? How dare you?
Hi there, Josh Zilla. How's it going? So for those who are just tuning in, we've got the normal Squid School crew here with the addition of Scott, who is our founder at Bravous. So that is Perseverus, and it's been a little while since they've played, so we're going to be kind of coaching them a little bit. And then after a few games of this, we're going to switch over to a VOD review with SmashingSplash2, aka Cassie. So looking forward to that as well. It's a Kshot player. I actually know the weapon. I have some expertise on it, so that should be fun.
I'm not using my carbon roller.
How's it going,
but
Kenzo?
I still have my chickens.
Oh, the chickens. All right.
The chickens will rise.
All right, so figuring out your painting pattern here. Good job. You're keeping your aim perfectly level there.
Oh, I should pay
so
attention.
that bright light up in front of you, that indicates that a charger, a sniper, is powering up their shot and getting ready to shoot. So if you see that, you want to get behind cover so that they can't see you. You break line of sight.
Got it.
And another thing is to try and for optimal painting. Ooh, I'll wait until after this. There we go. For optimal painting, you want to avoid painting over turf you've already painted before. So instead of just walking forward and shooting in the same line that you've been shooting at, paint a line, swim to the end of that line, and then shoot from there. All right. This is looking pretty good. Nice. I like that you're not just venturing into enemy ink. So you know there might be someone hiding there. Ooh, there's a charger watching it too. And I like that you're taking a different angle of approach because now there are a bunch of people watching you there. So far, so good. Your team is definitely winning.
Try not to be cannon fodder. I can't promise much, though.
That was really good evasion there. Oh, nice. Dodged a shot, too. And I like that you're using cover there because they had the range advantage over you.
Oh.
Nice! You got a pick on Simon there. Good stuff. He definitely wasn't expecting you to be behind him.
He let me have that, I think.
Oh.
Well, that was a waste. Just wanted to see what it would do.
All right. Very cool. So yeah, your team did really well there. You can see how yellow that map is. Well, it's not. It's yellow on my screen because I have color lock on. It might be a different color for you.
Close to yellow.
All right. So take a quick look at the number, that 1488.
Yeah.
So I'll explain a little bit about that number. If you win the match, you get an extra 1,000 added onto that. So really the number was 488. That's how much you painted. That's one of those stats that you might want to keep track of. You might notice that some other players had a significantly higher number than that. The more experienced the player is, the more they're going to be painting. The more optimized their gameplay is going to be. So that can be a nice kind of goal to aim for. I'm usually, with a weapon like the splatter shot that does paint pretty decently, I'm usually aiming for at least 1,000 in a turf war. So that's something that you can kind of aim towards. And that's me as an X-rank player, you know?
Right.
If I don't paint that much, then I'm like, okay, I should be painting a little bit more. So right now, I would set a goal at maybe like 600 for a round to try and hit that mark.
Okay.
And so that would be a thing that you can be working on. Combat is going to come to you when it comes to you. When you run into someone, if you think that you could take the fight with a teammate near you, then that's ideal, so that you're 2v1ing them. Because then when they're focusing on one of you, then the other one can be shooting them in the back. So that is a good way for it to go. But if it's a 1v1, then you kind of have to decide, all right, am I in range to hit this person? Am I already damaged? Will I splat them first? There are some considerations there.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Well, thank you for the early tutorial. That helped a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. You were definitely surviving some of those sniper shots because you were painting your feet and moving instead of getting stuck.
Yes, if you hadn't showed me that, I would have been running around like somebody with clown shoes on.
I am so glad that Bab did not drop these pretzels. It makes me very happy. Puts everyone from Bravous on one team. It's
Yes.
it's Simon and Avery. I mean, I guess Devi's not like officially Bravous. Devi's just kind of like an honorary. They're a visiting professor, you know. They'll give a lecture or two here and there.
I'm glad that my squire Kuro here is to support the Chicken Nation with me. So glad.
Chickens, to let Scott in on the meme, are auto bombs. They kind of look like little chickens walking around on the map.
Ah.
Yeah.
They'll home in on someone and walk towards them and then explode.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And I am the Chicken Lord. That is my honorary title. I've created a nation, and we have a squire now. Kuro is my
You're the
squire.
squire. Wow,
Yes,
you're
yes,
just
we have
all kinds
an
of
army
growing.
village. Oh
Yes.
yeah.
This is an entire
That's
feudal
all right.
society.
Oh yes, it is. It entirely is now.
Those
I
blue
love it.
circles are bad, or those enemy-colored circles are bad. They are missiles. It's a special that gets fired at you. So if you stand on the circle, then you get splatted.
Got it. Yeah, I say I don't recommend standing on them.
Yeah. One of the advanced things to think about there is if your teammate has them on locked on to your teammate, and you're near your teammate, you might want to get away from your teammate so you don't drag the missiles on top of each other.
Right. That's important safety tip.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. I was too worried about the chickens.
This area here is unpaintable.
Got it. I was like, that seems really sticky. Or the opposite, slick.
Yeah.
What can I think?
The competitive call out for them is actually slick, so you know some call outs now. Congratulations.
Yay. I know.
That is a friendly hammer that has come to protect you from the opponent who's on the left.
Oh.
Someone on the basketball hoop.
Oh, right behind me.
Oh, and Avery was able to drop down.
Thanks,
From
Avery.
above. Death from above.
Death from above. Chicken death from above.
Aw.
So your viewers probably don't know that my in our Discord, my handle is Burning Chicken. That's that's a connection to what the heck was
Chicken
it named?
Nation.
Oh, not quite the Chicken Nation, but what was the sailing game? I'm totally blanking on this because
Sea of Thieves.
I'm trying to not die. Yeah, Sea of Thieves. Yes, you can sink your ship by burning your chicken. So don't do it.
The chickens are sacred in this place.
Aha! Shouldn't be burned. Okay.
Yeah, this is spooky. You have the
aiming.
right idea
That'd be
there.
nice.
I see the aim that you're trying to get on Jamie there. And that's just kind of a muscle memory thing that'll get better over time, but that snap was actually really good. Ended up aiming a little bit high at the end of it, but you would have hit shots at least.
Oh. Simon's Revenge. Thanks, included.
Hammer.
This one's been tough because
No,
they've had
hammer.
mid-control this entire game, and so it's been really dangerous to drop into the middle of the map here.
Yes. I have a feeling there's not a lot of pink on this map. Nope.
All right.
We had more than 32%. That's not fair. Protest of the Empire. I'm not saying we won, but I thought we had more. Oh, 274.
So that is
I was,
less than the last game, but that's partly because it was
it?
really difficult for you to get into the middle of the map. So I'm going to choose a different map because that map is
It's
kind of
fine.
easy to lock out.
Well, next time I'll try.
There we go. That's what needed to happen. All right, we got this. Let's do the Reef.
Oh.
The Reef is a pretty good beginner's
Yeah.
map.
That's Debbie's vote.
And Jamie's. And SmashingSplash. Okay, wait, everybody wanted us to do this after I decided to do this. I'm very happy that I made that decision.
Kuro
Well
is about saying, "What about Rainmaker on Moray?"
No. I dislike the thing that you said. Please
No.
do not say that.
Just no.
Moray Towers,
no.
while being a very visually striking stage in Splatoon, is also probably one of the worst designed maps for competition, as well as one of the worst designed Smash stages. It's just bad in every game that it's in terms of gameplay. But it looks cool, so it keeps making it into every game.
Debbie, are you joining the Chicken Nation? Is that what's happening?
Oh,
The chickens will rise.
Debbie
They'll
has a
consume
chicken.
all.
I don't know. You're scaring me a little bit, Avery, with this obsession over the chickens now.
Oh, it's fine. Just become one with the chickens, Scott. It's
fine.
all that is.
It's fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Don't even worry about it. It's fine.
Right. Yeah.
So Debbie here is using the Hydra Splatling, which is an extremely long-range Splatling, which is a Gatling gun. So if you see kind of the whirring animation of that gun spinning up, make sure to be careful. It is cycle-based, so she can't just fire constantly. Ooh, good ambush there from Synchrony. He did actually appear at the very corner of your screen for a few frames, but that's the sort of thing it takes, training your eye to see.
Yeah, I was like, what's that? You're dead. Oh.
Ooh, the missiles got you there.
Yes.
Oh, I walked into that.
I gotta say that
That's right,
it's
Kuro.
bringing back one of the reasons, like, you guys are all way better than I am, but one of the reasons I like this game is you don't stay dead for very long. You can get back in the fight pretty quick.
The maps are designed relatively small. That's the Hydra right there. It is very, very fast at splatting people. So you basically need to treat it like a cycle-based platformer where, okay, it is not safe to go there now. I'm going to, like in a platformer where you might get crushed by a moving wall or something. But now it's safe to go because now she can't shoot. So that's kind of how that works. But Devi is very good at that weapon. She was my competitive teammate for a number of years. So she's got thousands of hours in the game.
I have discovered I'm very good at running into it. So I don't know that that's a valuable skill, but
she's
it's
very good
something
at putting it in a place where you're going to run into it. Is another way to put that.
Yeah, I kind of noticed.
Oh, that was such good movement. You almost had him. You actually made him miss shots by swimming, and then popped back up and started hitting shots. And if the aim had just stayed on him by like a millimeter more to the left, you would have been golden there. You would have had Jamie. And Jamie's an X-ranked player. Like, he's no slouch.
Oh, I gotta quit running into the machine gun. Apparently, she knows where to stand to use that.
Yeah, you can actually see her from here on the left of your screen. See down there?
Oh, wow.
She's on the bridge over there. So
oh, yeah.
Your peripheral vision is really important for figuring things out like that before you run into them.
Right.
Now, the other thing is that she knows all of the ways out on the map. So she'll be like, there's nobody here. Let's check this side and see if there's anybody here instead.
Well,
that was a good push. You had a teammate with you. He had to bail because there's a lot of fire on him.
Well, I'm glad somebody got out alive.
All right.
I have a feeling more pink than green again, or more yellow than pink again. Okay, I gotta beat 278. I gotta beat 278. What do you got? All right, I got 346. I got a little better. I'm still not 1,000, but I got a little better.
Yeah, so that's something to just continue working toward. I'm gonna hop in for a game. Starfish is probably kind of good for lockouts. Humpback might be good.
Well, if you need someone to drop out so it's balanced, I'm happy to do that because
Jamie actually asked to be spec.
Jamie,
got it. Okay.
So I will hop in, but I'm gonna swap things around so that I'm on Scott's team.
Woohoo!
Turf piece is always an option.
Okay. And I'll use the same weapon as Scott is using. Cover everything I want. I think that covers everything I want. Because this would just be utility subs. Yeah, okay, this is good.
go.
Okay.
The buttons don't push themselves.
Here we go. Why turf war when turf peace? Why can't we just talk it out? War is the only option. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Devi on the dynamo roller. Very slow moving weapon, but also it can hit up over walls and slopes. So we want to know where that is most of the time here. Okay, that's on the right side right now. Yes, I'm doing call-outs. Sue me. There is someone going to be down there, it looks like.
Oh, too slow.
Okay, I got 3.
With the...
Debbie, the chickens. What does that make you? The chicken knight? No, I can't increase your rank that quickly. Should you dedicate your life to the chickens, Debbie, I will grant you the rank of squire.
Oh my god, chicken squire.
Chicken squire, that's right. I have a whole knighting ceremony I do too.
As far as I'm aware, he's making this up on the spot.
No, I knighted.
He's doing a good job.
I knighted Kuro like a week last Squid School. I was talking to Kuro on like Discord, and I knighted them to be a squire. There's a whole thing I do now. This stream has lore now, Jeff. The chickens have lore.
Chickens have.
Man.
Danger.
Oop. Take those. Ooh, watch out for the booyah bomb.
Oh, almost gotcha.
Come on. Can't turn my mouse together. Thought I knew where I was going.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, okay, so now I'm curious on the strategy. When somebody's camping in the middle of the map, like, there's got to be a counter to that. What's the counter to that? Because there's a couple of rounds now I've seen somebody with like either a roller or machine gun just sit on a bridge to take everybody out. It's like, aren't they more vulnerable by being predictable?
That's very perceptive of you. So Devi is a backliner. Devi is also known as an anchor. Her role is to hold down some defensible area of the map like that and make it so that it's difficult to press back into the middle of the map, and so you're forced to not have 50% of the map controlled, basically. So that's kind of her role that she's going to play. The first thing that needs to happen in order to break a lockout situation like that is you need to get to her, which usually means you're probably going through her teammates first. So the way that's going to work is on a competitive, coordinated team, everybody's going to make sure that if they go down, they don't go out alone. They go out with the full team, or at least a significant amount of players with them. That way, if they run into someone, they're not in a 1v3, they're in a 3v3, you know, that kind of idea. They're also going to paint a lot before they go in to make sure that they have their specials ready. And they use those specials to I was just about to say what Bab is trying to get me to say in chat. You use those specials to displace the opponents. Specials are often particularly effective at beating backliners because backliners tend to be a little bit slower moving. They're more like cycle based, like we've been talking about. A sniper has to charge their shot up. A splatling has to get their guns rolling before they can shoot. The dynamo roller is just like the slowest weapon in the entire game. And so if you're forcing them out of position with a special, like missiles, a booyah bomb, bubbles, there are a bunch of different options you have here. They are forced to not be shooting during the time that they're running away, and that gives you a window of opportunity to do something.
So you've been giving me tips on how to like play with fundamentals and some of the things. What could I do to be a better teammate? What could I do? Should I like pick somebody and just follow them around so they're never alone? Should I run? Because I've kind of been running out solo. I haven't been paying attention to my teammates at all. What could I do to be a better teammate and be more effective? Or am I better off getting out of everybody's way and just trying to find a corner to paint?
That's a really good question. So the way that coordination works, it depends on what weapon you play. Because there are a few different roles that you could play in a team composition that will all be beneficial. Painting is very useful to your teammates because if you've got a lot of paint on the ground, then they can move faster, they can recover their ink faster, you heal while you're in your color ink, your opponents can't move in that color ink. There are just so many combat advantages to having a lot of ground painted. So that's something that you can do to be supportive to your teammates. Fighting with them is always a good idea. You don't want to be so close to them that like a single bomb splats all of you at once. But you definitely want to be putting pressure on an opponent who's fighting your teammate so that they can't focus your teammate down, or that if your opponents are going to go after your teammate, you're going to be able to splat them in time. Playing into those kinds of situations is really good. Your weapon is going to be best at those two things, at supporting in fights and in painting. There are some other roles, like zoning, for example, like keeping an opponent out of a certain area, that certain weapons are going to be really good at, but this weapon isn't necessarily one of them.
Right. God. It was too close to their color. I'm like, why is the blue not trying?
Alrighty. So let's see. Debbie's up on top there. Nope. Oh, that's not working. Ugh. I even knew it was coming and I just didn't get the aim on.
I knew it was coming. Saw it.
Okay. Let's head out in this direction here. There. That was really good.
Oh.
Oh, so close. 3 on left. Careful, you're walking into 2 opponents there.
Ah!
Nice, we got one of them. And traded. Okay, 2 for 2. Yeah, I'm not getting out of that one. Ooh. Interesting. So the strategy that you were using there, you got into kind of the opponent's base and you were painting over it. That happens less and less the stronger players get, because people notice that you're in there and go back and go after you. But that does get us a lot more paint, because if you're painting over enemy paint, that was the best painting round that you've had so far. Good job, 626. So you can see there, if you're painting over enemy paint, not only are you taking paint away from them, but you're getting it for yourself. So that's going to swing things more in our favor. All right.
Awesome.
I think we'll do one more, and then we'll get on to the VOD review here. Because I think you were planning on just being here for an hour, Scott.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on that hour here, and I want to respect your time.
Thank you.
We'll just play it right there, and I will play. Let's see. If we're gonna run this, then I'm gonna do something slightly longer range.
All right, Avery. I'm going to challenge you. I want to carve out a special notch in your chicken lexicon, your whole chicken hierarchy. I'm the burning chicken. There is no other burning chicken.
The burning chicken, the legendary, the chicken that stands against other chickens, the burning chicken.
However, you get to put whatever story you want around that. Just let you know, I'm carving.
All right, I've already
out.
got a 4-page story written out for your entire legacy. So the burning chicken.
Outstanding. Burning chicken.
The burning chicken came around on the second dynasty of the Great Chicken Armada during the Great Frying era. That was around 2,000 years ago.
That's we're in... All right.
I mean,
honestly,
enough.
It's your creativity. So, you know, if you feel the need to do something different, then I want to respect your creative freedom. So you have a
commutative story building. It's like D&D at this point.
Right? Yeah, it's sort of.
The burning chicken is your legacy as much as it is whoever else is involved in the burning chicken's legacy.
There you go. We'll just build on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I had that shot too. Alrighty. Splash with the interesting flank here. Let's see if we can help this. Oh no.
Ooh, almost.
Just gonna pop this real quick. Oh, that wasn't even. That was Simon. That was like.
How long does it take you to get to know a map? Like, really know a map?
I don't know any of them.
Aha. Is that not that important? Is it more just like raw skill of being able to aim?
You definitely get there to the point where you are deciding like where you want to start the round. I see you, Bab, trying to do the shortcut. You also learn a bunch of really silly like little shortcuts and jumps that are useful. And each game mode, the maps actually change slightly. So even if you know it for one mode, there might be some differences with another. Well, gonna peace out from there.
As a new player too, you could benefit a lot from opening your map while you're walking around. Just like flicking it open with the X button occasionally. That's how I saw that you were coming from that spot, Scott, like right when you asked that question. I saw someone was painting over there, and I just ran over there and waited for you.
Oh, okay.
Because you get a real-time view of the paint on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
This map gives you more information than any map I've ever seen in a video game. It's seriously one of the most powerful tools, but I don't like to teach beginner players about it because it's a lot of... It's kind of like sensory overload if you're trying to check it in the middle of a match. Knowing when you're safe to open the map is important. And knowing what you're looking at in a flash, like knowing the map well enough to be like, okay, so that's where this person is relative to me now. That takes some time. That takes some learning.
That makes a lot of sense because I didn't realize you could see me painting. I didn't realize the ink updated in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Alrighty.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on the show, and thanks to the audience. Thanks for everybody who participated to play against. That was tons of fun. Just amazing. Great job, guys.
Glad you liked it.
Thanks for joining
Awesome
us.
to have you here. Good to see the burning chicken back again from the west of slaying the other enemy nations.
The water chicken.
The water chickens. That's right.
Oh my god. All right, so we're gonna
see how the story evolves, but
it's gonna be totally different.
Awesome. Second rep ready of this.
It's gonna be... of it. Yeah, that's the point.
So we're gonna swap over here to the VOD review. So we've got Smashing Splash, and we're gonna try and get them into our Discord chat here. So Smashing Splash. Oh, you're already waiting. That's perfect. Hi there, Cassie.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're coming through loud and clear. Do you mind telling me your pronouns?
She and her.
Okay, awesome. Everybody else in here is going to be he, him for your reference. All right, thank you. So we are watching your Kshot match. It is Zone's Skipper, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
All right. So in order for you to see what I'm looking at in real time, what I'll have you do is click on my name and go to watch stream, and then you'll be able to see from my perspective.
Perfect.
And I don't think you'll be able to see my mouse the way that we're doing this, unfortunately. I don't think you can see my mouse hovering over the screen here.
Okay. Yeah, I see the mouse a little bit. I know there's a little bit of an echo. I don't know how to stop that.
Oh, might it be that you're listening to the stream as well right now?
Yeah.
That would do it. Okay. So let me know when you're all set.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm all set. It's all fixed.
Cool. All right. So you can see like my mouse tracing the S in splat zones right now?
Yes, I see it.
Neat. Okay, so we actually can see that. Let's get things started here. So you play Kshot, which is awesome because that is one of my most played weapons of all time. Probably my most played weapon in competitive play, but my T-Tech is up there as well, which is the same main weapon. So you came to the right place. Looking at the team comp here, looks like you and the other Splattershot are going to be the main painting weapons here. The Squiffer paints some. The Rapid is not going to paint quite as much. And then Explo is a strong pick for this map because you can slosh across a lot of the gaps. So, let's see what we got going on here. So we're rolling out. One of the first things that I always say it's good to do is to check the map at the very beginning. That gives you information on where your opponents are going. It gives you information on where your teammates are going because you can see the paint trails that they both make. It also allows you to look at what gear perks they may be running. So, for example, I would be willing to bet that at least one of these three weapons is running Ninja Squid, probably maybe more than one. So that would be something that I would want to know. So if I see purple paints, it's like, okay, they might still be hiding in there. They might actually be swimming right at me, even though I can't see ripples. The other thing that would have told you, going back to the trails that everyone's making, is it would have told you that your teammates did not come down here with you. They all went to the bottom side of the map, and so you're dropping into a 1v2 here. Now, you have your aim on excellently right at the beginning, so I like that you're willing to just run in and take this fight because you have your aim on. Even if you're not totally sure what all might be there, if you know you're going to hit your shots, that can be a good reason to go for it. But I also saw before you dropped down that there were two players in front of you. And so if you're dropping into a 1v2, the best that's going to happen is this trade here. So there, when you open your map, you see, oh, my teammates are all over here. Whoops. So that's why I always open my map at the very beginning to see plays like this developing, and know that if I'm going to drop down, if I'm going to commit to being in the middle of the map here where I can't get back up anymore, that I know I at least have someone with me, or that it's going to be safe to drop there, or something like that. So let's see how this develops from here. It's like a 1-for-1 trade there, and nothing else has really happened. Enemy Booyah goes down. One of your teammates goes down as well, so they're going to get control here, and your teammates are in a really scary position. If the enemy team, the 4 of them, or 3 of them that are left, and the one of them that's probably nearby because they traded with you, if those guys all just rush these 2 players, there's not a lot that you or your splatted teammate can do to keep them out of a 2v4 situation. So this might not be a situation you even want to push into. Okay, they are able to fight back. So this is a 3v3. The other team has bubbles coming out. So you get away from the bubbles, which I like. Just as soon as you see bubbles, just don't be anywhere near there. It's just not worth it most of the time.
Yeah.
So you do a good job of being aware that that is a danger on the field. Now, one thing I would say is that there's a lot of purple paint behind you. And so before I turned to paint the zone, I would want to have painted a little bit further past the zone so I have an escape route in case somebody pushes at me in this direction. Otherwise, you're kind of cornered right here. But you are able to get the zone, and so you just push in this way, and your teammates double baller, which is very funny. Just kind of rolling at them with their hamster balls there. So you see, okay, they've got double hamster ball. I can probably go over here and paint this instead. I'm not really needed on the bottom side for now. And I agree with that. I would try to paint this middle area here very thoroughly, because if you paint this thoroughly, there's no way that they can push directly onto the zone. They have to paint over this first and then get to the zone. And then you'll have more warning, like you'll know that they're coming, and you'll be able to deal with them before they're ever able to get any paint on the zone in the first place. The general theory behind playing splat zones is control the area as far in front of the zone as you can before you start like opening yourself up to flanks or something. Because if you're fighting over the zone the whole time, you're not really getting control for as long. Whereas if you get control in front of the zone, even if your team gets completely wiped and you totally lose the fight, it'll still take them a couple more seconds to get to the zone before they're actually able to cap it and you stop scoring. So fighting for those extra few seconds before they're able to cap the zone is important. And so painting this whole area in front of you here would be a really good play. Nice, I like that. You paint the vast majority of it. You paint everything that's like tactically important. So like, yeah, there's some purple patches on the edges here, but it's not like one of them is going to be able to take advantage of that right away. So I like that. And now you see there's somebody here. You know that it is the K-52 because they put a wall out, and that's the only weapon on their team that has a wall. And so what you're thinking is, oh shoot, they have more range than me. I need to back up a little bit, especially since they have a height advantage over you as well, which will improve their range. So you're backing up. You're not going to just rush into that fight. But I like this. You see that you have your blaster with you, and so you start pushing up again because they have range. They can cover you. Good job sussing out their aggression, backing up, not overcommitting. From here, you probably could be getting your aim on a little bit quicker, but that's just an aim drill. I'm going to switch over really quickly to the game view. That should have switched on your end as well. Tell me if it didn't. Is it looking at like me playing the game right now? Perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what's happening right now is there is an opponent at the same place that this dummy is relative to you, and you've got your aim right here. Right now, you're swimming backwards because they're moving at you. But while you're swimming backwards, also be getting your aim on. Also, don't like make it so that you have to swim backwards and then aim. Try to be getting your reticle on target as soon as you can. part of this is just recognizing, okay, they're swimming off to my left here, and part of this is probably also nerves. But the faster you can get your aim on, the faster you can start doing damage. And right now it seems like you're doing one thing and then another, instead of doing them both at the same time. You can walk and shoot. This is something where in my videos I recommend against doing this like constantly. But if you are shooting, you might as well be walking as well. You might as well be strafing, because it's at least moving you a little bit. It's at least giving you a better position or making you a little bit harder to hit. And so I would recommend doing that while you're retreating here. I'm going to slow the gameplay down a little bit and show what I'm talking about here. And also maybe make sure that what I'm saying is accurate to the situation. Okay. So they drop down on you here. Right now you're missing. They've moved and you're still aiming in the same spot. So like you fire a lot of shots before you recognize that you're not hitting something. And one of the things that I would be working on in my aim warm-ups in the training room here is recognizing when you're missing and very quickly moving someplace else. So if I'm shooting here, instead of firing a whole bunch of shots, my goal is to fire one shot and then immediately be like, oh, that one didn't hit, I'm moving someplace else. So as soon as you recognize that you're missing at all, your first instinct should immediately be press the ZL trigger and swim somewhere. So if I'm a little bit off, if I don't hit it right away, I'm immediately moving somewhere to throw my opponent's aim off. That one wasn't a very good example, but that's kind of the drill that I do. And I'll just kind of like strafe around the same target doing this sort of thing to make sure that even as I'm moving, my reticle is staying on the target. So you can see the kind of drill that I'm doing here, where even though I'm moving around it, target's still on. And then you can do that with the moving targets as well. That is also important because, you know, you may have to lead your shots. You may have to track an opponent. And that's an entirely, you know, extra set of complexity that you're going to be running into there. But that's kind of what I'm thinking of when I do my aim warm-ups. And it's that kind of skill that will improve your ability to take these fights and get your aim on faster. So we'll get back to normal speed. And if you have any questions or if you have anything you want to add to this, you are welcome to interrupt me. Like, I would rather you interrupt me with a question than me just keep blathering on over the top of you.
Okay.
So at this point, they're behind a corner. Your teammate is up there, but I would try to position myself so that if an opportunity presented itself, I could peek around this corner and actually be hitting them. The reason I say that is that, number one, you're in a 2v1, so if anything, you want to be ready to press your advantage. For another thing, you have right side peek advantage around this corner. Do you know what I mean when I say right side peek?
Yeah, I think that means that, like, they're trapped in the corner there and you can just come around and take them. Something like that? Yeah,
let me explain a little bit more in depth.
Okay.
So hopefully that changed. Yeah, okay. So every weapon is held on the right side of the Inkling while it's being fired. These Inklings are all right-handed. That's true of every weapon in the game. So if you'll look really carefully at the Inkling and the line of fire, it's actually a little bit off to my right side. It's not dead center. So if I'm looking around this corner, right about here, I'm shooting around this wall. And you can see, like, half of my body is actually covered. I'm a smaller target to someone who's trying to shoot me from over there.
Oh, that makes
If I were to turn that around and try and do this on the left-hand side, I have to completely expose myself around this wall. And so I actually am a bigger target if I'm looking around the left side of a corner than I am looking around the right side of a corner. So if you can position yourself carefully around these corners, you can make it so that it's a lot safer to go for shots on someone. But right here, your opponent is looking around the left side at you, while you're looking around the right side at them. So if you just sit right about here, I want to make sure that, oh, nope, I did not change scenes, my bad. Okay, sorry about that. So right now, come on, there we go. Right now, I'm gonna back up a few frames here. If you stand right about here and right side peek this opponent, it's a lot harder for them to hit you than it is for you to hit them. You've also got your teammate here that's distracting them. This would be a good time to push. They also don't have much paint to work with. So that would be a way to take the fight that's a little bit safer than just rushing at them, while at the same time taking advantage of the fact that they have pushed themselves into a corner here and you have a teammate supporting you. Because you back away so far from the wall, you're not able to do that. And so I would kind of stay right here. And if they did try to peek around the wall, then you can move out to this way and zigzag a little bit. You could just kind of play evasive because you trust that your teammate here is going to be shooting at them at the same time. In that position, with 3 teammates around it, I would actually try to go and shred the Booyah Bomb. With 3 people looking at it, you can definitely all get it down as long as at least one other person is shooting at it with you. So that probably could have saved you from having to get around this special here.
How much health is the Booyah Bomb again? Is it 500 H?
So, kind of, sort of. The thing is, every weapon has a different damage multiplier against it. So, like, yeah, we can talk about it having 450 HP, but shooting at it with certain weapons, they'll do maybe 1.5 times damage to it. So, it's kind of just like, if you want, you can look it up and figure out how many shots you need. As a general rule of thumb, I would say if one other person is shooting at it with you, you can absolutely shred it. And if you're something like a Hydra Splatling with Object Shredder, then you can shred it. I have soloed them before with the Kshot if I was shooting at them like as they were going up and I didn't run out of ink the whole time. But even then, the Booyah Bomb was usually able to make it out. So if it's just you shooting at it, then you need to be more careful and you might need to run away as it starts to reach its full charge. But if you've got teammates there, they'll probably respond to the fact that you're shooting at it. And if they don't, then, well, you have the right to be upset. This is really good. You're backing around the corner to use the missiles, but you're also close enough that as soon as the missiles go off, you're going to be able to re-engage. That, I think, is the biggest strength of the Kshot, that it's an aggressive weapon that has missiles. So you fire the missiles, which staggers your opponents, displaces them, makes it awkward for them to move around, and then you're able to aggress, knowing exactly where they are at all times. That is a really powerful combination for making an aggressive push, and this is exactly the kind of situation that's it's going to work great at. You've got 3 enemies all bunched up together. They're pushing for the zone, so they're going to be distracted by a lot of different things. This has really good potential. What I would like to see you doing is moving in very aggressively. Just beeline your opponents when you fire those off, because you have a very short window of time to act on those missiles. The zone can probably wait for a few seconds while you go in and, you know, secure a really easy pick. Because right now your missiles have fallen at this point, and so you've lost your vision on where they are. They're not really displaced anymore. They're really going to start to be able to get a foothold. And the enemies are able to bunch up here on the top side and collapse on you. Now, you probably could have had a little bit more help from your teammates here. Yeah, you had your blaster firing. I don't know where your other teammates are at this point. Okay, it looks like one's jumping in, so you were outnumbered in that. Oh, that's right, because someone went down before the missiles came out. So you're a little bit outnumbered there, and that's part of why that doesn't go well. The rapid, you have to be careful with, because, like, it doesn't splat very fast. And so if you're going in and that's your only support, they might not be able to actually do anything. They have a really slow fire rate. If they're being aggressed on at all, they might need to move instead of helping you. So going in with the missiles was probably your best bet for making an aggressive push. But if your teammates aren't there following up with you afterward, you probably need to just back away. Ooh, and you guys are going to stagger too.
Yeah,
This person goes down, this person's isolated. You know what I mean when I'm talking about staggering, right? The feed stagger loop from the S Plus video?
Yes. Yeah, it's really dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right here, before you aggress the zone, because first of all, again, your team is still staggered. So you don't have numbers to really be pushing zone and making a real impact on that just yet. What I would be doing instead of shooting at these guys and getting their attention is I would paint up the left side of this first. Because let's say you do push the zone here. Somebody from here might keep your attention on the zone while another person flanks around behind you. They could literally get all the way behind you and right peek you around this piece of cover if this is still purple. But if you paint all of this green, even if they see you from the zone, now they have to push uphill into your green ink any direction that they try to come at you. So you only have to worry about what's coming from the left-hand side. So rather than aggressing before you're able to, I would paint so that you set up better, you potentially get special, and then when it is time to aggress, you have a better position to be pushing from.
Getting more of the map control there in the middle.
Right. On top of that, if there's an Explo and somebody else on the zone, I don't want their attention. That Explo is going to paint my feet, and then the other guy is just going to finish me off. Okay, so now we're still staggered. We've got one teammate going in opposite directions of each other, and the other two are down. So if this guy stays alive for long enough, you might want to go mid to support them, and it looks like that's what you do, especially since you see the sploosh running right at their backs. And here you paint that, and you get the pick too. So I like that you painted that area, so you now have both sides of this painted a little bit. You could probably paint a little more because you're really close to special right now, but getting that pick is really nice, and you're going to be able to paint the zone here, so that'll help you out a lot. Cool, you've got missiles. Now that you have zone, again, you want to expand your zone of control around the zone. You don't want to stay on the zone. You want to control the area that they have to push through to get to the zone. So I would paint up as far as I can while it's still safe in the direction of the enemy base, maybe on the left, maybe in mid. And then once they start pushing, I would back up and fire missiles, and then you're ready to defend as a team. So I like that you're painting this up. You could probably be painting this a little bit more efficiently. I don't know if you were here earlier on in the stream when I was showing Scott the painting pattern for the splatter shot.
Oh yeah, I think I was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So if you take kind of that rectangle approach to this, I think you paint more of it in the same amount of time that it takes you to get what you do painted. That right there, for example, was just a straight line. If you're going to paint this area, I'd paint it more thoroughly so that they can't sneak through it. I like the missiles here. Let's see what we can do with them. Okay, so what I noticed from the vision that you get from the missiles is that these two guys are up here alone because one of them is going towards bottom instead. And the missiles forced them to drop over the ledge. You've got two teammates up here with you. If you force this fight right now, if you just rush up and try to attack them, that's a 3v2. So that's a good fight to take. I think you're playing a little bit hesitantly off your missiles. When you do fire those missiles, you can play really aggressively and try and actually go and get someone if you've got team support. Ooh, nice. that was a good correction once you noticed you were missing. You want to know, again, like with your aim drills, you want to notice that you're missing a little bit sooner than that the higher up you get, but you're able to get the shots that you need to splat them even out of the splashdown there, so that's awesome. Now there's another splashdown on zone, but you're able to hold it. And this should be lead. Nice. Gloomy indeed. Again, I would say once you've got zone capped and you've won a fight or something, instead of retreating in this direction, I'd be pushing... I guess maybe you're pushing up this way. But I would definitely be pushing up either towards mid or in this direction. Staying on the zone here, you know, you're not expanding your zone of control. You're not making it so that they have a harder time pushing into you. Okay, so you see them. I'm going to slow this down here. All right. So that bomb goes off. Where do we see them? Okay, we see them here. So you know they're coming to the left. Throw a bomb over there, realize they're here, and then you turn back in this direction. So I think throwing that bomb, you probably could have just substrafed over to the left instead of throwing it, because they had already committed to running forward. So if you... the reason that I say this is that this is the Sploosh, I believe? No, this is the Dapple Doolies. Same difference. They splat faster than you do if they close distance. So you never want to be taking a fight with this weapon unless you're out of its range. So if I see this weapon is approaching me, I want to be responding to that instead of throwing this bomb. And this might just be oh, I was going to throw the bomb. Oh, I just noticed. You know, it takes you a little bit longer to see what's going on. But the fight that you take here, if this is an X-rank player, they probably splat you first, even though you start shooting first. They do actually end up winning it. And the thing here is that you don't try to shoot the splashdown down. And I would say there's no way you get out of this in time, right? You've kind of resigned yourself. Okay, I'm stuck in the splashdown. Just aim up. Just like wildly swing your aim upwards, you know? It doesn't have to be something that you've practiced or calculated. At this point, you might as well give it a try. You know, maybe you hit a lucky shot or two and you actually take them out of the air. Better to try it and fail and get splatted anyway than to not try it and never have the muscle memory to be able to shoot that down. You're definitely close enough to make it happen, and you're far enough back that you've got the angle on him. Just like go for it. Try and fire the shots. And if it doesn't work, well, you were going to get splatted anyway. But in this situation, you know, if you do hit those shots, now not only do you shoot someone down, but you prevent a splashdown from hitting the zone, and you prevent yourself from being splatted on the zone. So that keeps the zone for a lot longer. So your team is going to regain control here. Nice. Seeing that they have control, they have that much paint around them, and there are 3 players there, I would say you can super jump into one of those players pretty safely. It's very unlikely, given that they just got a pick, they just got zone control, and you don't see any purple ink anywhere near them. It's very unlikely that they're going to get rushed fast enough that that jump is dangerous. So I just jump to the furthest one back, and that'll save you some time. It'll make it so that you're being impactful on the map for longer than if you swim all the way in. I like that you're addressing the top side here. You're seeing that they've painted all the way up to this, and so you need to be putting some zone coverage down. They are firing off a Booyah Bomb right now, which you just saw, so I would be very concerned about being in tight spaces. If they throw this Booyah Bomb behind you and you're forced forward, that might be a bad spot to be in. Okay, it's a bad spot to be in anyway because you don't have team support and there are 2 of them here. with that much purple ink there, I would definitely be very careful about pushing up this far. Once I painted a little bit over here, tapped this guy a couple times, I'm thinking, okay, they know I'm here. They have height advantage over me. I don't know where all of them are, and I know my teammates didn't follow me, so I should just back up. Nice, they're able to regain control of the zone. That'll stall for some time at the very least. When you're approaching this X-Blow, you want to be as stealthy as possible doing it. I think an X-rank backliner actually would have seen you painting the trail, even if they weren't checking their map. They probably would have seen you painting this trail up behind them. So what I'm doing when I tail this guy is So I'm taking advantage of this ink all the way until I get up there, and then I'm painting a line basically directly at them so that they have the least amount of time to react before I get to them. This little bit of paint right there, if they're kind of looking around, they might definitely see that. So that's something I would be a little worried about, but they don't end up seeing it. They know you're shooting at them by this point, by the time they're getting this slosh off. But there's not an awful lot they can do about it. They don't have a lot of paint here, so it's not the worst thing that you're just kind of standing and shooting at that point. You're able to get another one. That's awesome. And then this guy just shows up behind you, which is unfortunate. But you've already gotten 2, so that wasn't a bad move at all. There's probably a little bit you could have done with the map to know that someone might have been here, but I didn't spot them either as you were coming down, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Kind of a waste of a splashdown. They only got like a third of the zone painted with that, but unfortunately your teammates aren't able to hold the bottom side, so we'll recap there. One thing to be worried about here, you have a teammate down right here. The other 2 teammates are down on the bottom side, so you're alone on the top. If you're going to do something here, you want it to be stealthy, and this guy might have already seen you swimming. In that position, always deal with the torpedo. If you push forward, it paints the way behind you, and all he has to do is sit behind this inflatable here and pop out, knowing that you can't escape. So I would say shoot the torpedo here, paint up the way forward, and then he doesn't have a way to you, but you have a way to him, and kind of use your range advantage. Because again, this is the Dapple Dualies. They splat you faster, and they're able to get on top of you just like that. Oh man, I'm not happy with this teammate of yours. They should not be where they are. There is so much purple ink around them. You've got a teammate down. Nobody's with them.
Yeah, there's a point in this game, I think it's here, where it's just lots of speed and staggering.
Mm-hmm. So from here, I would be trying to paint this platform and back up. You're very close to missiles. So instead of, doing what your teammate just did, what you can do is get that special so that you're ready to push in once your teammates are actually all back and maybe get an impactful missile off while you're at it. As soon as that X-Blow hits me, I am in panic mode running away. Because all one player has to do is rush me here. And I think there is actually another player watching you here. So there's the X-Blow. Oh, and there's another team player here. This guy should just be rushing you, and that's free. You have no escape route behind you. All they have to do is push you. The X-Blow's got you locked down. This should be a free 2v1 pick for them. But, see, because if they're rushing you here, yes, you've got a little bit of an escape route painted, but they just paint over that if they push up to you. So that was a missed opportunity for them. Also, that X-Blow shot probably could have killed you too if they had had better aim. So you're lucky to be getting out of that one. Nice, you're able to get one. You saw an opponent there, and so you shift your aim to them. The reaction's a little bit slower than it would have been in X rank, but you've still got the right idea. On one hand, I like that you're trying to reduce the impact the bubbles are going to have. On the other hand, you're in a really risky spot, and if any one of them has Object Shredder, they beat you to popping this bubble. And so you need to at least have an escape route ready to go. You might need to seed the zone for a little bit here. Yeah, the bubble goes off, and it pops you on the zone, which helps them paint it. So you're relying on your teammates here. One of them gets a pick on the top side. Thank goodness they saved the game. One of them goes down, though. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Not too bad. So this is a better illustration, I think, than the Explosher situation from before, where you're giving yourself away before you have your shots on. That bomb, they hear that sound effect. These shots, they're probably close enough to them that they hear that sound effect of the shots whizzing by, of like grazing them, you know? So this person knows where you are, and they're able to get behind cover before you have your shots on. You want to have your shots on before they know where you are so that they don't have time to reposition. Especially when you don't have both sides of this painted, so you don't know which side they might be sharking on. Now, it just so happens that you're actually able to find them here. I'm really scared that you're still shooting, because at this point, if you've missed this many times, one of their teammates could probably turn on you from the right-hand side. Doesn't end up happening. This is really scary. You've got the torpedo behind you, and again, you really want to take those out quickly so that this sort of thing doesn't happen, because now you're stuck with the curling bomb. There's this guy on the other side. The torpedo's about to go off and damage you. This is scary. You actually get 2 shots off on them. If you'd gotten the 3rd shot, that actually would have been clutch. So, best you were going to do in that situation, probably, if you don't paint your escape route and back up. Oh, this is so scary. There could have been someone sharking on the left. There could have been someone sharking in front of you. There could be someone sharking on the other side of this. You have no information on this just because it's all purple.
Yeah, a lot of purple.
The one saving grace you have here is that your teammate is here flushing out any enemies that might be sharking. So, like, this guy is shooting at him before you even arrive there, and so you know where they are. And they also happen to have a special. This would be an excellent time, actually, to pop the missiles and figure out where the heck everybody is. Because that'll force them off the zone. That'll let your teammates move in and take the zone. It'll give you, you know, this area to be able to maneuver in for combat. Nice pick. Let's back up for just a second. And it'll help so that this guy knows where danger is after the baller explodes. Because right now they probably don't really know where all the danger is going to come from, and everyone knows where this baller is. So probably also help for them. Okay, so the Booyah Bomb. We have to decide what we're going to do about the Booyah Bomb. We decide to push it forward, and then we dodge the splashdown, and then we find this guy. That right there is walking and shooting. What we call walk and shoot syndrome. There was no swim strafing going on there. It ends up working out, but there will come a point in ranked where that will stop working.
Right.
So it's good to get in the habit, the sooner the better, of swim strafing whenever you start missing shots, whenever you notice. And we talked about that a little bit earlier. Again, I would be trying to paint a little bit of this up so that, again, anyone who's coming from this side trying to get to zone takes them a little longer. This area right here, it's good for you to be able to, like, retreat to, but it's not the most important part of the map right now. It's probably, like, right here and right here that you need to worry about, because those are the 2 places they can approach the zone from. I like that you're launching the missiles and waiting to launch them until you see, okay, where are they? Which side are they probably going to aggress the zone from? You're getting a lot of good information from that, so I like that, even if the missiles might not get anybody, because there's not really any follow-up on those yet. Oh, nice, they did get someone. Cool. You'll love to see it. I like the choice to throw a bomb instead of to push up there. You've been punished a couple of times for looking over the top, and you know that there's nobody pushing over the top with you. So that's really good. If they push onto the zone, you know, you can back up here like you're doing with your teammates and deal with it. These are the dualies. You outrange them. So as long as they don't roll at you, you're good here. If they do roll at you, they are in range and they might splat you first, but they've got a lot of distractions, so this isn't the worst thing. You get one pick here and you probably win. Yep. They just can't outpaint you at this point, and your team is able to clean that up. Your team, once they got footholds on bottom, they did a really good job of backing each other up and kind of like making a triangle and taking out anybody that was aggressing their teammate. It's just when they got separated that they kind of fed in there. So they did a really good job of holding it down. Let's take a look here and see how this ended up going. Okay. So yeah, pretty good job. I'm looking at things like KA. It's not the most important stat, but it is really useful to see like how much participation did you have in the game? How much impact did you have on it? Were you just dying too much to be having an impact? Specials can also tell you that sort of thing. So like if somebody has fewer specials than everyone else, that can mean that they were getting splatted before they could use them. So those are the sorts of warning signs that I'm looking for there. But yeah, overall, this went pretty well. There are definitely, you know, some mechanics things that will start becoming relevant the higher up you get in ranked, the more competitive things get. Yes. I'd say the biggest things to think about are making sure that you're moving as soon as you miss a shot, making sure that whenever you go in for an engagement, you have an escape route already, making sure that when you're trying to flank someone, you're not giving yourself away before you have your shots on. I think those are the main 3 things that I found myself repeating the most. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you. That was really helpful. And I did have a tower control related question. I do have a habit. I try to suction bomb the top of the tower when I use the Kansas splatter shot. But I usually always like run out of ink. So like, when's the best time to use suction bomb on top of the tower, or is that a habit?
Gotcha. So generally what I would say is if you're throwing a bomb, it's especially a suction bomb with this weapon or like the NZAP. It's not like a T-Tech where, you know, the ones with the splat bombs. It's not like you can like use that for real-time combat purposes where like, I don't want them to be on this spot, so I'm going to put a bomb right on that spot and they can't be there. Like, the bomb is going to take long enough to explode that they have time to do something and then get out of that radius. So you want to kind of be in 2 different mindsets. You're either playing like a Splattershot Junior where you're just throwing a bomb and then waiting for a better opportunity to do something, or you're going to play like a, you know, an aggressive weapon, a Splattershot, where you're actually going in and trying to retake the tower. I wouldn't try to do both at the same time. If you're going to be throwing a bomb, you're going to be doing it from a longer range, and then maybe painting up for special, maybe recovering ink, waiting to see what you're going to do next. Because really the benefit you're going to get out of throwing that bomb is that your teammates know, all right, they have to be on this side of the tower. If I shoot at that side of the tower, I either splat them or they have to get off.
Right.
So it's kind of on them to follow up in that position, unless the opponents are distracted and don't notice it or something. But I wouldn't say that I would be like throwing a suction bomb at the tower and then rushing it right away most of the time, for the same reason that like you might run out of ink. It is a very ink hungry bomb. It can be done. You just need to make sure you have a full ink tank and you have some paint to swim through on the way up to the tower.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you so much for having.
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you for submitting your footage. Really appreciate, you know, people being willing to learn, people being willing to put themselves out there. Don't appreciate what the green screen is doing right now, but let's see if I can fix that. Cool. That was easy. Alrighty. So that leaves us with 15 minutes left in the stream. Let's play some more PBs.
Let's do it.
Let's go. I want to practice aiming still, so I'm gonna put the Splattershot Pro on. When you seed our teams, maybe put me like a little bit lower than you normally would.
All right. Oh my God, congratulations, Bab. We're all proud of you. So what Bab did on Inkblot, there's that shortcut where you can swim up the wall you're not supposed to be able to swim up. And Bab was apparently able to get the Rainmaker up onto their plat that way. It's beautiful. All right. So the lobby is open now.
I hit the B button. Whoops.
Oh. Squid Game. Squid Game time in the city.
And they knocked it out nice.
Oh, I'm ready for chickens. I'm always ready for chickens, Debbie. It's like every single one of my weapons now just has to have chickens. It's a requirement at this point. Chicken Lord's got to represent.
And Cassie, you're free to stay in the chat if you want to, or you're free to drop out. It is up to you what you're comfortable with. We're not
Okay,
holding you
thank
hostage here.
Oh, trying to get that title. I will knight you, Debbie. I will do the whole ceremony and everything.
All right, Jamie's here. Just waiting on one more. Hey, Bab. Bab, you want to play? You want to play, Bab?
Wanna play?
It's Squid Game? Or Smidge.
Squid Game.
Smidge could join. Or
Yeah.
both.
Fight against or with the Chicken Lord. It's all up to you.
It's all up to
Or,
me,
I guess it's
actually.
for, I was just gonna say that.
I am the
It's whatever you
decider of
decide.
who fights the chickens and who fights with the chickens.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Acquire the squire. Yeah, have you ever seen that that Eggdog video? This acquire the sire. That's one of my
No.
favorite videos on the entire internet. It's very silly.
I have not seen that.
It's like a 30-second video or something, set to Kirby music.
Oh, that's very good.
I think it's called Acquire the Sire. Let me make sure. Yes, it is. I am going to link it in chat while we wait for an 8th. There. All right, air sign, thank you. Okay, so we'll put me and Devi on opposite teams. Put probably Jamie there. Then air sign and Beyond Destroyer here. This.
Oh, I have seen this before. Oh, wow.
Okay, this looks pretty good. Devi's becoming a chicken squire?
That's right.
Alright. Yeah, we'll rock this.
That's right. Soon she will get the rank of Chicken Squire. Probably after the stream.
Okay, just waiting on Devi. Presumably she is busy putting on all of the Inksaver subs so she can throw more chickens.
She's preparing to become a squire, getting ready to be knighted, putting on the armor and everything.
Mm-hmm. No paint comp. Team chicken?
Team chicken.
This is gonna be great. Totally normal.
That's gonna be fine.
Oh, that's interesting. Not what I was expecting at all.
Ooh, wow.
Oh man.
That was a good shot. I only have I only have one squire so far. Kuro, it's you, but it will be 2 with Debbie.
It's an apprenticeship, you know. It's a big commitment.
Yeah, for sure. I don't give squireship out to everyone. And even that, like, I haven't given I haven't knighted anyone yet. I've
Nice
knighted
job,
them
Splash.
to squire. The title of knight is a very special one. And given that we are a very small nation, very few have become knights. But it's a possibility.
You're doing roller things. Oh, that was Devi. Okay. I thought Devi was the carbon roller.
Ah.
Or, I didn't know Devi was the carbon roller, rather. I see you. Uh-oh. You see me, and that's scary.
Oh, the chickens. I need more chicken power. I only have basic chicken power. I need my roller.
Advanced chickens.
Advanced chicken entourage.
Oh boy. I was hoping Jamie would wait just a second so I could do that.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
You take those. How do you move with this thing, says Airsign. What is Airsign playing? The K-Pro? I can't tell. I don't know which one's which. Oh, the Tri-Slosher. Burst bombs. If you need to go faster than just painting ahead of you. It's a very shark-heavy weapon as well. So, a lot of the time you're trying to put yourself in positions where you don't move. But jump shots are definitely preferred as well. Yeah, I shouldn't have stayed fighting that. I knew someone was behind me. So yeah, I don't know if you're asking about combat movement or just going fast. Nice. Ooh, okay.
Oh, my aim is so bad. I'm used to the roller.
Darn it. That was a really good bomb rush, though, Splash. That opened things up for us really well. Nice!
Oh. GG's.
Yeah, Cassie, you were coming in clutch with a lot of supportive moves there. Like, there were a lot of situations where I would force someone out of position, and you'd notice that and capitalize on it and take him out. Like, that sort of vision is really good.
Thank you.
I was just focusing on hitting shots.
Me as well.
Yeah, that's...
Devi,
Your comp had, like, no paint at all. It seemed really hard for you guys to push in. All right.
Devi has passed the test. She will now be Squire of the Grand Chicken Nation.
The pro seems pretty nice on that map. There seems like a lot of spots where the pro shines. I don't know how true it is, but...
The pro is good in a lot of situations. Do we know who Blitz is? Do we know who this person is? I don't know if I recognize them from chat. We'll put them on spec for the time being. Blitz, if you're in here, identify yourself, please.
Identify yourself. Jamie, do you wish to be a chicken squire as well?
I'll switch destroyer, don't worry. You do you. I'm gonna switch. I don't know what close range weapons use main power up.
Switch to my roller.
The splatter shot uses a certain amount of it for its jump shot accuracy.
Actually, I'm gonna go back to Junior.
Man, I cannot remember what I run on this weapon. I think it's something like that.
All right, I'll run splatter shot then, and I'll switch my hat out for.
Well, Jamie, if you use the chickens, that means that you've proven yourself, and I will grant you the rank of Squire.
I'll just switch to this. It's whatever. I don't have any good gear. I just have main power up gear. That is it.
Jamie has been squired.
Knighted.
Is that
squired? Because there's knights and then there's squires. Is it squired, or I've just been knighting people to squire, and then if they get the rank of knight, then knighting them again?
Because knighting them means they're a knight. You know, they've graduated from squire.
Okay, I thought it was just like the procedure.
No, like it literally means you have made them a knight.
Oh.
Okay.
Squired.
We have acquired some new talent.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, I couldn't get out of the way. I was on my own paint, but the game disagreed.
That is a lot of bombs. Watch out for that one. That's Devi. Good pressure on Devi there so that she couldn't take out Splash. Oh, that's a splashdown jump. Or not.
We got to paint.
scared for Avery. Also scared for me, but just because I can't aim.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Darn, got my feet painted. That's probably game. And a victory splashdown.
I've never really used the splatter shot before, but the aiming feels a lot easier than some of the other weapons I was trying for my brain.
The Splatter Shot Pro, is that what you're using, or
No,
the
it's just
standard
the
Splatter
splatter
Shot.
shot.
Gotcha. It's my favorite.
I didn't do much, but the I felt more comfortable with it than I thought I would.
We'll do one more for the road.
Yeah.
Because I didn't check the time before I pressed A, but that's not important.
I'm gonna switch to my roller. Yeah, Spanky.
I don't even think I have that weapon.
Let me guess, it's the bronze arrow spray. Made the Aerospray PG for way too long. Any amount of time is too long.
Right.
Checkmate, Josh Zilla says. Oh, he's just playing the splash. Oh. Fantastic movement there, Jem. Really proud of that one.
Oh, ooh, I lived. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, I didn't live.
Ah, okay, he saw.
Oh, that bomb got me.
I don't know if that's even going to help anyone. It's definitely not helping me.
Dang it.
Whoa!
I'll
Oh,
trade
hey,
it.
I'll take the
Trade
trade. That was so scary. I was
saw
like,
you, you were, like right alongside me. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
if it was anybody but the roller, I think I might have been fine. I didn't know
Yeah.
who you were.
Yep.
Oh, get away from me, Avery.
Nope, that wasn't me. Oh, Debbie. That thing is very powerful on this map.
Yeah, Stingray is really annoying here.
Oh, I walked into a bomb.
It happens to the best of us.
It happens to me all the time.
Oh, I couldn't
I'm dead.
get the shot.
How about some
maybe-
chickens?
Maybe my close range aim is just better than I give myself credit for. Maybe it's just the long range aim that I'm struggling with.
Buckets
I saw you
Yeah.
rippling in the ground.
I know
Did you
people
just
like
see me
joke
sitting
about
there?
it, but
What was that, Jeff?
buckets require aim. Like people joke about it being like, just mash the R button on the controller, but you know,
Ouchie.
you definitely do develop the skill of aiming even as a slosher player.
Yeah, I think it's just that the pro plays at the range that I'm comfortable with aiming with the tri-sloshers, so it feels more natural. Ooh! I'm in a bad place.
Did you throw a bomb down? Is that your bomb?
Yeah. I knew I was going down, so I'm just like the chaos. This will cut through the chaos.
That's a really good bomb placement.
Help.
Help.
No, stop them. That's our checkpoint.
Oh.
I got stuck on a speck of paint. That's like my least favorite thing in this game.
Yeah.
There's like a little fleck of paint, little paint chip. Whoa! Jamie, that was insane. You scared? That was an actual jump scare.
Chickens! Fly, my beauties.
Oh no. Ugh.
No! Can't get out of spawn.
Yes.
Jamie had us locked in so tight.
Good comeback, team.
Dang, that was that 1 point. Oh. That was crazy.
All right. That's going to be it for the stream, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Another thank you to Cassie for giving us footage to watch. And another no thank you to the green screen for being dumb. Yeah, close enough.
Jamie and Debbie, you guys are on the Discord, right? I'll message you and squire you after the stream.
And a special shout out once again, even though he's not here, to Scott Novus of Bravous and Game Truck and a whole bunch of other stuff. He really does have a very interesting career, and it's very fortunate that it has brought him to us, because I think we've got some cool stuff going on here. So thank you, everybody. That's going to be it until next time. See you all in the Discord.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.